What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your man Chazz Ellis once again answering the questions that you ask me. Make sure you go to the ChazzEllisProject.com. Today is the last day to get access to the free live stream, 10 Steps to Keeping Your New Year's Resolution. That's today, January 4th. Now, as you all know, if you go to the ChazzEllisProject.com, you can have an opportunity to pick the next video. This video comes from that. I'm a big girl now asked the question. She said, what are 5 questions that a woman should definitely ask a man? Okay, now I know a lot of y'all have your own line of questioning, something you like to do, where you like to ask a guy different things about, do you like kids? Are you single? Questions like that. These are some of the ones that you're definitely going to ask, on your own. You probably don't need me to tell you to say certain things like this. And some of them will have better outcomes than others. But these are some of the questions that you can ask and figure out a lot about a guy, and sometimes not even necessarily let him know that you're figuring out a lot about him. So we'll get right into it. The first question that every girl should ask a man is a throw-off question. What's a throw-off question? A throw-off question is one that you really pretty much know the answer to already, but you're asking that person just to see how honest they're going to be, to see whether they're going to keep it real or they're going to be fake, they're going to lie about something. Okay? Now, a good question, and I'm just going to give an example of a throw-off question. You can ask other ones. A good throw-off question is, hey, how much do you really care about a girl's past? He might say a lot. He might say not much at all. You say, so would you mind being in a relationship with somebody who you knew had sex with a few of your friends or several of your friends? Now, if he says, no, of course I wouldn't mind. That doesn't bother me if a girl had sex with several of my friends. You already know this dude is lying because that's not normal. Most guys ain't cool with that, and you know that already. But that tells you where his head is at. It says, okay, is he just trying to tell me whatever I want to hear so he can get some booty? Is he just a liar in general? Is he one of these dudes that just lie on a regular basis, no matter what question you ask him? But what it tells you is that in a real general situation, he's probably not going to keep it real. Because you gave him an opportunity to just kind of say what he would feel, and he said something that was totally far left of what everybody else would think. Now, if you think he might be that open-minded, that he would be cool with something like that, then ask him another question. Ask him something that you know for a fact, you know what the answer is, and you know that there's a more popular answer that he could give. Just something like, you could ask him anything, like, if you break up with a girl, do you think it's okay to date somebody else within the next week or so? Or do you feel like, out of respect for her, you have to stay? Just stuff like that. Ask him questions that the answer may seem obvious, like as far as what you want to hear, but you just want to hear the truth, all right? That tells you whether or not he's keeping it real, whether or not he's the type of dude that's going to lie. The next one. The next question that you should definitely ask a guy is, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? This is a very important question. Now, he's probably not going to really know how this relates to you guys' relationship or anything like that, or what you think of him. But what it does do is it lets you know if he has a plan for his life. Because if he doesn't have a plan for his life, then you don't have a plan for your life with him. How could you? He doesn't have a plan. He can't have you involved in his life when he doesn't even have a plan for it. He's certainly not planning to be with you. So that's one thing you learn from that, is whether or not he has a plan for his life. Also, it lets you know whether or not the things that you want fit into his life. For instance, if he says, man, what I would like to do is I would like to become a missionary and travel back and forth from Africa to Asia to Europe, and I want to go to all these different places. This is what I would like to do. This is how I would like to live my life for the next 10 years. Or I would like to live in a cardboard box. Well, that kind of tells you right there, okay, I can't raise kids out of a cardboard box, so in the next 10 years, me and him aren't going to be having kids. I don't really want to live in a cardboard box, so I guess me and him wouldn't be living together for the next 10 years. So maybe there's no real relationship between he and I for the next 10 years. So I don't really see where this is going anywhere. Because sometimes what people do is they get involved in a relationship and all they worry about is can I get with this person? Does this person really want me? But they don't necessarily think about the fact that, whoa, what happens when we do get together? Our goals, our dreams, our vision for our life may not be compatible. He may be wanting to be, he might want to be a millionaire and I might want to be a missionary. It's not really going to work out. We need to have compatible goals and he needs to have a goal. Because if he doesn't, then damn, how am I going to be a part of nothing? You can't be a part of nothing. Okay, so the number 3 thing you should definitely ask a guy is you have to say, this may sound weird, but it'll make sense to you in a second. Ask them to name someone that they find attractive. Like, it doesn't have to be someone famous. Like, it don't have to be somebody famous. It doesn't have to be, don't name me. I'm here. Don't try that one. Just name somebody that you think that you find attractive. They don't even have to be famous. Matter of fact, I would rather they weren't famous. If they say, oh, okay, I guess I can do that. Good. That means they're forthright. If they name somebody, then you say, could you describe that person for me? Now, they're going to think this is kind of weird because it probably sounds a little weird to them. Okay, I guess I can describe them. They describe the person for you. Then you say, what did you find attractive about that person? Now, that's kind of a weird question to a lot of people, but they can give you something that they find attractive about it. Now, in your mind, flip through this. This is a person that they thought of as being attractive, right out of just out of nowhere. Didn't have no preparation for this question. This is the person that they thought of when they thought of an attractive person. Now, when they describe that person, I want you to sit here and think, does this person reflect me in any way, shape, or form of the things that they describe? Because they're going to describe what they thought was attractive about the person. Does this describe me? Then when they say what they felt was most attractive about them, does this describe me in any way, shape, or form? This will tell you a little bit about what their ideal female is physically and whether or not you fall into that. Because if you don't, a lot of the work you're doing, a lot of the effort you put in may be in vain. Now, sometimes that question may not necessarily hit right on what they like and what they would date and what they think is attractive, but it does kind of tell you, give you an idea. Make sure it's somebody they found attractive as an adult also. But what it does tell you is it kind of gives you a baseline of what they find attractive. Because what they described, if you don't have not one of those things, like if they said, this is what's really good looking about this person, this is what I liked about this person. If you don't have one of those things, you're probably not the person, you're probably not the kind of person that they find attractive. So a lot of the stuff, the work you're doing is going to be in vain. That's just being real with you. The number 4 question you want to definitely ask a guy is, what do you feel a woman's role is in a relationship? Now, a lot of times women are like, well, why shouldn't I ask him about things that I want? Well, he's probably going to just tell you what you want to hear. But when you're asking him these kind of questions, it makes him have to think deeply and say, and come up with stuff. He's going to try to figure out what you want to hear, but he's not going to know. He doesn't know you've been watching these videos. He doesn't know that, you have a different insight into what guys do and what guys think and how they fall in love with women and stuff like that. He doesn't know that. He has no idea that you know how guys fall in love. He doesn't know that. So when he's answering this question, he's going to be just answering it whatever way. Like, okay, here's what I want from my woman. Now, if he's sitting there telling you that, oh, I feel like she should just stay there and get showered with gifts and stuff like that, yada, 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 and she doesn't have any role, she doesn't have to do anything, that tells you right there that he's either A, lying, or he's somebody who doesn't want you to do anything. We talked about beware of men who don't want anything from you. So now we know we might want to watch out for this dude because he might be a master player. All right? If he's talking about you want to hear what he wants you to do, what your role is, what he's going to do for you, and what he wants you to do for him. The most important part is what he wants you to do for him. Why is that the most important? Because it tells you whether you can do it or not. Because you don't want to be with somebody, you don't ever want to take a job that you can't do. Because that's a good way to get fired. And you could have been working at another job while you were getting ready to get fired from this one. It's like you go take a job and you know you can't do the job, but you end up working there for like 5 months, then you get fired. Well, damn, that's 5 months you could have been on the other job. You could have been past the probation period. You could have been at a point where you were, you know, making a little bit more money, probably got your little quarter, dollar, whatever raise, you could have been doing better. But now you took this job you couldn't really work, so you're in a position where now you're unemployed and you got to start all over again. The same thing with a relationship. Ask that person what they want from a relationship, what they expect from a woman. Because when you know what they expect from a woman, then you know whether or not you can deliver. Also, you know what kind of guy they are and what they really want. Do they want to fall in love, or do they just want somebody they can take care of for a little while? Do they want somebody that's going to take care of them? Do they want a 50-50 relationship? Is that what they really want? Because then you know whether or not you can be with this person and whether or not you can make it work. Sure, some guys will lie, but when you ask them questions that are a little bit abstract, they don't often know to lie. They don't know what the right lie is to tell, so they're stuck telling the truth. Number 5, ask them what something that bothers them about women. This is going to be kind of weird because most guys are used to trying to stay away from these type of topics, but ask them anyway. Say, hey, let me know something that bothers you about women. What's a major pet peeve? This lets you know what type of guy they are, because it also lets you know, well, this might be something that's your big thing. This might be something you do. And you know that this may not be the relationship for you, or this may be something you have to change to make it work. But if you ask somebody what their pet peeve is, it kind of gives you an idea of what type of person you're dealing with and what type of person you have to be to make a relationship with that person work. You know, if their pet peeve is something that you're like, you know what, dang, I don't like women that do that either. That might work. Y'all might have a common ground right there. If you add a lot of these things up, you say, man, you know, I'm what they want physically. I'm in their plan. You know, our plans match up. They're real. They were honest with me about everything. You know, the role that they want me to play is one that I'm comfortable with, one that I'd like to play. And the things that they don't like about women are some of the things that I don't like about other women. You know, when you start asking these questions, it gives you a strength in knowing what you're dealing with and who you're dealing with, and not just going from, you know, let me ask this person this question and that question, and, you know, they just tell me what I want to hear, or, you know, let me just ask questions about what they're going to do for me and not what they expect of me. So hopefully I was able to help you out. Once again, it's your man, Chazz Ellis. Make sure you go to the ChazzEllisProject.com. Also, like and subscribe and share this video with somebody else. Peace.